This is Dr. Lucella, Doctor of Sport and Performance Psychology. Okay, how to practice the triple option offense with limited practice time. This is a question that I think is so important because for most coaches, you have limited practice time, especially at the high school level when you got three-way players and you got a limited attention span. You got to get a lot done in a short period of time. I can tell you this from when I would have dealings with the prep school staffs at Army and Navy. They have very limited practice time because of the academic requirements at the prep schools. So we would have conversations about this. And basically, when I would go to Navy prep, Jason McDonald was the head coach, or Mick Yakitis was the head coach. Jason and Mick currently are on the Navy staff. But back when they were doing it the right way, running under center triple option, we would have these conversations. I'm like, well, what do you do when you have an hour to practice? And their answers were always the same. We can only run a couple plays, and we have to run plays at practice. And that was really what they did at practice. Because with limited practice time, you don't have time to do all these drills. You got to run plays and go home. You've got to get the alignment right. You got to get the assignments right. And you got to give your boys one thing to think about with the technique on each assignment. And you got to go. When you watch these videos on this YouTube channel, it's always the same thing in blocking. I always talk about the positional leverage point and the physical leverage point. That's it. Because you don't have time and attention span to do more. Everybody wants to be this technician. Everybody wants to be Joe Fundamentalist. What they don't understand is you got to hit the right priority. And that's what will get you your fundamental. You don't need to teach 10 things when one will do. So, what do you do with limited practice time? You run plays as fast as possible. You get as many plays in as fast as possible. What's the standard I give my clients? If they run two offenses against 7 people holding shields in practice, Paul Johnson's bullets drill, I want them getting 100 reps in 25 minutes. 50 reps per offense in 25 minutes, which would be 100 total reps in 25 minutes. That's the standard. That's the standard Paul Johnson had. He wanted 40 reps in 20 minutes per offense. So if there were two offenses, there were 80 reps in 20 minutes. You've got it scripted in such a way that you get it done. That you want as little setup time as possible. You want to script the plays in a certain way that you can just get those team reps. This is what I show my clients to do. We're not going to go through it all on this YouTube channel. You got to invest and become a client. Then I show you how to create the elite performance environment. But that's the standard. It's about running plays. You got to get the alignment down, the assignment down, and 1, maybe 2, possibly 3 technical things about each assignment. You're not going to get more out of your kids than that. Andy Reid said he can't even do that with his guys. He goes, players in this generation, they want to know where to go. They want to learn 1, 2, maybe 3 things about their job. Then you got to shut up and let them do it repeatedly. You got to do the same thing with your high school kids. What do you do with limited practice time? Just run plays. Look, can you sneak 5 minutes and do some routes on air with your quarterbacks, A-backs, receivers? Sure. But I'm telling you right now, you have to get plays done first and then look at maybe deconstruction of a task. You can't do what the baby boomers and greatest generation used to do, where they just drill, and then whatever time left, they ran team. Doesn't work, especially with this generation. You got to go and run plays, then deconstruct it. If you got any time left, you deconstruct, because you got to get back and run plays again. That's how it works. That's how you create the elite performance environment. I have fought this fight for the longest time, and the people who listen win. My client in the Philadelphia area right now, they were 1-9 last year. They won last night. Now they're 4-1. I have a client in Oklahoma right now. They're 3-1 right now. I mean, I got a guy in New Mexico. They won 3 games in 5 years. He takes the job, hires me after he takes the job, and they're about ready to go 4-1 today. It's not an accident, guys. I help people win, and one of the major reasons is we eliminate all the distractions, all the nonsense, and I get my guys to just run plays, because the specificity of sport creates the elite performance environment. We utilize Parkinson's law to shorten work time to limit tasks of the importance. And that's what gets you to do more with less than anybody else. So if you're ready to start winning now and do more with less with your group of Davids, it's time to beat Goliath. Call me now. You become a client today with the Triple Option Football Academy. You'll be installing the offense by tomorrow with your players. I do this all the time, fellas. Give me a call at 570-332-0265. 570-332-0265. And go to tripleoptionfootball.com/testimonials, where you can see all the success stories that have come from my camps and my academy. It's time to win 3, 4, 5 plus more games this year. But you got to take the initiative and call me now. See you in the next video. Talk soon.